Hey Jason, here from Simply Swider. If your Kenmore washer is showing the OE error code and won't drain, you're in the right place. I'll walk you through 5 proven fixes that solve this problem 90% of the time, and most take less than 30 minutes with basic tools. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group, links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. All right, so let's talk about what's really going on here. That OE code is basically your washer's way of throwing a tantrum because it can't drain water properly. I've tackled this problem more times than I can count, and there's usually 5 main culprits we need to check. Now, here's something interesting. Kenmore doesn't actually make their own washers. They're made by companies like LG, Whirlpool, and GE. You can tell who made yours by looking at those first 3 digits of your model number. Why does this matter? Well, when you need parts, you'll want to know who's really behind that Kenmore badge. So let's start with the most common issue, problems with your drain hose. This is usually the easiest fix, and honestly, it's where I'd put my money 9 times out of 10. What we're looking for here is kinks, clogs, or improper installation. I had this customer call me last month in a panic because her washer wouldn't drain. Turns out someone had pushed the drain hose way too far down into the standpipe during a recent move. Simple fix, but it was driving her crazy. First, unplug your washer and turn off the water supply for safety. Pull the washer about 2 feet from the wall so you can access the back panel. Run your hands along the entire drain hose. It's usually a gray or black corrugated tube, and feel for any hard spots, kinks, or areas where it's been crushed. If you've got a shop vac handy, try using it to suction out any clogs from the hose end. Don't have a shop vac? No problem. You can disconnect the hose and force water through it from a faucet. Now, here's the key part when you reconnect everything. That hose shouldn't go more than 5 inches into your standpipe, and it needs to be positioned between 39 and 98 inches from the floor. Get that wrong, and you'll be right back where you started. If the drain hose checks out fine, we need to move on to the drain filter. This little guy is your washer's first line of defense against all the stuff that shouldn't make it to the drain pump. Coins, hair, lint, you name it. Most folks never even know this filter exists, let alone clean it regularly. Before we start, grab some towels and a shallow pan. This can get messy. Look for a small access door at the bottom front of your washer, usually on the right side. Pop that door open and you'll see a round filter cap. It unscrews counterclockwise. Fair warning. Expect water to spill out, and if you've never cleaned this filter, prepare for a buildup of lint, hair, and debris. I've pulled out everything from batteries to pocket knives from these filters. Once you get it out, a simple toothbrush and some running water will get it cleaned up. Some Kenmore models hide this filter behind the entire front bottom panel instead of having a little door. If that's your situation, you'll need to unscrew the panel to get access. The filter works the same way though. Unscrew it, clean it thoroughly, and thread it back in. Don't over tighten it when you put it back. Here's one that catches a lot of people off guard: blockages hiding under the pulsator. If you've got a top loading Kenmore, there are about 10 drain holes around the edge under that wash plate, and over time they can get completely packed with debris. What happens is coins, small items, and built up gunk block these holes, so water can't flow down to the drain pump properly. This fix takes about 15 minutes and requires a flathead screwdriver and a 7/16-inch socket or adjustable wrench. Start by popping out the center cap with your screwdriver, then remove the bolt underneath. It's usually hand tight, so don't over torque it. Once you lift out the pulsator, you can see those drain holes around the perimeter. Use some pliers or needle nose pliers to pull out any blockages you find in there. Here's a tip I've learned over the years. Before you put that pulsator back in, give both the bottom of it and the area where it sits a good scrub. This prevents those black flakes from building up and causing problems down the road. Reassemble everything, run a spin cycle, and see if that takes care of your OE code. Another sneaky culprit is the hose that connects your wash tub to the drain pump. Small items like socks or underwear can work their way into this hose and create a complete blockage. It's that short accordion style black hose you'll see when you get underneath the washer. This is a moderate difficulty repair requiring 2 people for safety. First, unplug the washer and turn off water supply. You'll need to carefully tip the washer back against the wall. Have someone help support it while you work underneath. Look for the black accordion style hose connected with spring clamps that you can squeeze and slide off by hand. Once you free both ends of the hose, take a look inside. You might find a missing sock that's been causing all your troubles. Give the hose a good cleaning and inspection before you reattach it. Make sure those clamps are positioned properly when you put everything back together. This is definitely more involved than the previous fixes, but it's still something you can handle without calling in a pro. Just take your time and maybe have someone help you tip that washer safely. When all else fails, we're looking at the drain pump itself. This is the most complex repair on our list, but it's still doable if you're comfortable with some disassembly. The drain pump's job is moving water out of the tub during different cycle stages. So when it fails, you get that OE code. Sometimes the pump isn't actually broken. It might just have something stuck in the impeller or a loose wire connection. To properly diagnose this, you'll need a multimeter to test the pump during a spin cycle. If you're seeing less than 110 volts, your control board might be the real problem. Between 110 and 120 volts usually means the pump needs replacing. Let me be straight with you. This is an advanced repair requiring electrical testing with a multimeter and significant disassembly. If you're not comfortable working with electrical connections or don't own a multimeter, this is where you should call a professional. A repair typically costs $150, $250, including parts, versus $50, $100 if you do it yourself. A new drain pump runs about 50 to $100, but factor in the labor if you're not doing it yourself. You can see the most affected models on the screen right now, and honestly, pretty much every Kenmore washer can develop this OE code issue. These units displayed here represent the most common ones we see in our Facebook group, everything from the Elite series to the heavy duty models and the 500, 700, and 800 series washers. The good news is that regardless of which specific model you've got, the troubleshooting steps are basically the same. Whether you're dealing with a front loader or top loader, the usual suspects we just covered are going to be your starting points. Remember, since Kenmore washers are made by different manufacturers depending on your model, you might see some slight variations in how things are accessed, but the core components work the same way across the board. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this helped you get your Kenmore washer draining again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.